All right, let's talk about division and area models. So let's start with something simple and move to the complex. Let's do 3 divided by 2. Okay, just simple, right? Okay, so let's talk about this. 3, how many times will 2 go into 3? 2 will go into 3 one time. 2 times 3, sorry, 2 times 1 is 2. Subtract, right? It's the next step, which is gonna get me to 3 minus 2 is 1. Well, now I can think, okay, what's the value in the 10th place when I have 3 ones? Well, the value in the 10th place would be 0, right? Well, I can bring that down. And if my decimal's there, and my quotient, it can be right there. How many times would 2 go into 10? 5 times. 2 times 5 is 10. Subtract. And 0. So my quotient is 1 and 5/10, right? Which is 1 whole, right? So 1 whole plus 5/10, right? Or 50/100ths. Now, what I can do is I can make an area model to get back to my dividend. So this is it's just like checking your work at the end, right? If I did 1 and 5/10 times 2, that should get me 3, right? Just like if I did 4 divided by 2, well, that should give me 2, which then means to check my work, I should do 2 times 2, and that should equal 4, right? Well, here, let's do this real quick. 2 times 5 is 10, carry my 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. 1 decimal, 1 decimal, so 3. Here, let's do the area model. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 5/10, right, which should get me 1 whole. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Let's move to the complex now. Let's go, well, a little more complex. Let's do 13 divided by 5. Okay, how many times will 5 go into 1? It won't. How many times will 5 go into 13? It will go in there 2 times. 5 times 2 is 10. Subtract, and that's 3. How many tenths do I have? Oh, I have 0. So bring down that 0. Decimal there. Bring my decimal there. How many times will 5 go into 30? 5 times 6 is 30. Okay, so now we can use this almost as a check method. I said 5 times 2 is 10, right? I said 5 times 2 is 10. And then I had 3 left over, right? And so what I did is I said, well, 5 times 6/10 will get me 3 wholes, right? So yeah, got me 3 wholes, right? So 5 times 6/10, well, 5 times 6 is 30 with 1 decimal point, so 3. And so 10 plus 3 is 13. So it's basically, you can use it almost as a check method at the end. So 2 and 6/10 times 5, because we did, here was the equation. The equation was 13 divided by 5 equals 2 and 6/10, right? Well, now if we divide the divisor times the quotient, we should get the dividend, right? So that's what we're trying to prove, is that, yeah, we did the division correctly. So we can check that by multiplying 5 times 2 and 6/10, and that should get us 13. Well, we already proved it here, right? Let's prove it just with the algorithm. 5 times 6 is 30, carry my 3. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13. 1 decimal, 1 decimal, 13. All right, we're golden. And so that's how you would use an area model with division.